Welcome to Star Trek Morpheus.
Hello and welcome to Star Trek Morpheus. I'm Pete, and in a moment we'll go around and everyone will tell you who they are and what they're doing here. This is episode 9, Waste of Time Part 2, which we'll go into in a little bit what happened in Part 1. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch that, and then come back. But before we do, please don't forget to go and check out all our social media links below. We also have a Discord with nearly 100 people on the Discord talking about role-playing, gaming, maps and all kinds of things, so come and join us. There's a link for that as well. We also have a Patreon. We now have a time of recording 44 patrons, very kind people who support us in our creative endeavours, from all the kit and equipment we have to the dice, the games that we play. Thank you very much to all those who do support us. If you don't, please go and check it out. We give a load of free maps, adventures, background to characters in our games, all kinds of stuff on there, so please go and check that out. There's a link below. And there's loads of free stuff, even if you don't want to be a patron. Yeah.
Is the RPG still on there, or?
Grimdark? Yes, that's still on there. Free RPG. It's, I thought it was 4 pages, but it's actually 8 pages.
Oh.
There's a cover and there's a bit of gump, and then there's a character sheet. You know, it kind of adds it out.
Wasn't it going to be 1 page?
It was going to be a 1-page RPG, but I got carried away.
It's got a very pretty picture on the sword in it, if nothing else.
Yeah, there's a nice picture of a sword on it, inspired by Conan. Yes, there's a free RPG on there. There's also a map to go with that, and recently put up a bad guy, a monster for the setting. One of the sack folk, who are horrible people who are mutated so much that they have horrible boils and pustules on their faces. They're very good at making sacks, so they put them over their heads to hide their faces.
That's a nice sort of,
They go around killing people.
It's like
Anyway,
hippie grimdark.
It's grimdark, so it's dark fantasy. Anyway, that's another reason to go and check out the Patreon. We also give 10% of all our Patreon money to Diabetes UK. Of course, that's close to all of our hearts. So please go and check that out. And we have a Just Giving page for that as well. If you don't want to be a patron, but you want to give some money to a worthwhile cause, you can go there. We also have a whole host of other shows. We have Dark of the Cage, our D&D show, which we're actually putting on pause for a while. Because I'm about to have a second child in November. We're going to cram in a season of Flint and Steel again before November. So we're going to do Flint and Steel season 3. So it's coming back. I put a little teaser on the page the other day, so we're doing that. And yes, we've got Vostok's Chance, which is our Scion RPG. And we also have On the Edge of the Emperor's Light, Adam's favourite, 140k roleplay, Dark Heresy, first edition. So they're all great fun. Where we have previous shows, we've got some Zweihander, we've got Mage, The Ascension, with Master of the Monsters that Sam ran, really good game. We keep getting repeated requests to have another Mage. Okay, so yeah.
Traveller, is that still on there? Or?
Traveller's still on there. Yeah, going back a bit. Yeah. Anyway, go and check all of that out. We've got unboxing videos and playthroughs of board games as well. So have a look at that. Thornless Rose. Just about to. We've got our friend and sponsors, the Thornless Rose, who create these wonderful D20 dice bags. That was a Kickstarter that was 1,500% funded. They also do awesome things like leather dice rolling trays with Carblack games in. Not that I don't think you can buy the Carblack games ones. I think you can just get them whatever you want. I don't know. Anyway, they do all kinds of leather stuff for role playing, LARPing, armor, all kinds of things, and they do dice as well. So we've got a link to their website below. So please go and check them out. It's all really cool stuff, and they're great people as well. Anyway, I think without further ado, I'll hand over to.
Okay, well, I'm Adam. I'm running this game of Star Trek Morpheus.
I'm Sam, and I'm playing Commander Crane, who's a ship's medical officer.
Hello, I'm Keith. I'm normally playing Captain Sorrel Thryak of the USS Enterprise G. However, I don't know who I'm playing right now.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm playing Zelvok, the Vulcan Security Officer.
And I'm Pete, and I'm drinking at the wrong moment. And I'm playing Lieutenant Commander.
I'm sure Dan didn't deliberately do that quickly.
Glad to have the support of the cast in all of our... Anyway, I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Griot Tovon, the Cardassian Science Officer.
Who's not a spy. So, what we'll do briefly first to begin with is, Keith, I'll just tell you what happened to you, to your character's particular memory, up to the captain. So, tell me if I've assumed too much here, but Captain Thryak was coming on to shift in the morning. The night shift was just finishing, so you just had your breakfast, but you just, as I like to think your character sometimes does, pop down to engineering just to make sure everything was all right down there before going up to the bridge. Just to pop in on your way up. Happened to notice something minor, like a slight phase variance in the let's draw a blank on these.
EPS conduits.
No, the structural integrity fields.
Oh yes.
Of the outside of the ship. I'm just like, there's something a little off. On my way up, I'll just pop by and go, that's slightly out face, but I'll just pop by. I'll just take a little toolkit and I'll just pop by on the way up and it'll take 5 minutes.
You see, if I was the chief engineer, I'd be really annoyed by that.
But it was on the way.
I mean, it's a holographic ship. I could have captain's quarters, engineering, the bridge.
The engineer could also put all the difficult engineering problems near your quarters so you fix them.
Really relaxed engineer.
We've got some sort of antipolaric surge coming from this EPS conduit. If I move the captain's quarters over there, he'll notice it first thing in the morning.
Exactly. I'll leave that to the captain.
Why's my quarters keep moved? Well, it's because you're near engineering. We often have to move stuff for the engineer. Yeah, there's good reasons. But anyway, so you're like, does this sound plausible so far?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you got up to that particular area, sort of off the side of down the corridor a bit, in a not super used area of the holographic hull. And you got there, and there was sort of you saw a panel open, and sort of a blurry outline of someone, a purplish humanoid form that you couldn't really make out because it seemed to be moving at high speed. And you were just a bit like, what? But before you could react, it turned around and sort of fired something at you. That's the last you remember. No. Alas, this is all in the past.
But maybe we're about to go and change the past.
Really? So, did anyone want to do a supplemental log? You did the main log last time, so...
Yeah, I can do a supplemental log first.
Yes.
Okay, so Chief Medical Officer's log, supplemental. Following receiving a distress signal from the USS Attenborough that had been lost 20 years?
Ish, yeah.
Yes, been lost 20 years previously. We made haste to intercept whatever was giving off the distress signal. Unfortunately, while we were in warp, we detected some unusual chroniton readings in the ship's holographic hull. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery of what had happened with the Attenborough, we decided to proceed as we didn't believe the chromaton field was currently causing the ship any harm. As we drew nearer the source of the distress call, we realised that the Attenborough was on the edge of an entire system void of chromotons and not in any way, shape or form moving through time, and have probably been there for the entirety of the last 20 years. Following initial scans, myself and Chief Science Officer ordered the USS Attenborough,
Which is a really good idea.
which is a really great idea, to find that one of the life forms in status effectively on the Attenborough is in fact our missing captain.
Using those armbands.
Yeah, we got special.
we have special
we were
armbands.
given.
Yes.
No, you're not using the R-bandy things that...
No, headband things.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
are even cooler.
Yeah.
We have
Sort of headband.
We're on 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, late
Please tell
70s.
me there is a Starfleet signature.
Yeah.
Right.
we didn't make
I find it slightly uncomfortable.
we
Yeah.
didn't make it.
Surely it just sits in the right place.
No,
No,
it's
the ridges.
it's just on the wrong.
It's annoying.
Yeah, we
And
didn't
I've got the-
make them on us. We found them before the show.
Basically, the fashion of Buck Rogers has nothing on you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's basically you and me standing in the dark going, oh shit.
Yes, we kind of.
But you did take a security officer as well.
And the security officer going, oh shit.
He just died. No, sorry.
They're still
We didn't
present.
Yeah, there were other people on the bridge though, weren't there?
It's fine, they're replaceable.
Was there
Frozen people.
Yes, frozen
Yeah,
people, like doing
The actual crew of the
the crew of the Atom.
Yeah, they look like they were sort of moving to some sort of emergency stations, but sort of in the process thereof. They from their frozen expressions, a little bit.
Yeah, concern or
Yeah,
Yeah.
mild annoyance,
yeah.
but no sort of panic or there's no look on anyone's faces like the warp core's about to breach or
No, it's not
we're
that
going
level.
into a black
No.
hole.
And you
kind of
said
thing.
no
It's
one
like we're in the middle of a fight and we're possibly being shot at level of expression. So
okay,
it's
cool.
not panic, but it's,
It's
the shields aren't down, we're not
It's a
losing
6.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. But no one's injured from what I could tell. At
No.
this point.
And is there anyone sort of having? Is there anyone who looks apart from the captain? Is there anyone else who looks like they shouldn't be there?
Nope.
Is there anyone who looks like they're faking being frozen? Like, I wobble. Not till you're fat.
Indeed. 6, and I still have 6. So, you can make me some sort of note roll.
I'm always watching,
Good.
Well, he's
which is why I brought it up because he's bloody paranoid.
Kren to Enterprise.
This is Enterprise.
The good news is we found the captain.
Okay.
The bad news is
What's it
he
say? I
is
thought it was-
also completely devoid of chromatons and frozen in place alongside the rest of the atoms. Myself and Tobin are going to take a look around see if we can figure out a way to solve this problem. The rest of the crew appear healthy but in complete stasis.
I got 2 successes. 3
Carry on.
successes. I've got 6.
Thank you, sir.
Not that you can see. I'm going to say difficulty would be difficulty 1, but I'm going to say difficulty 0 because that thing that reduces difficulty by 1. So yeah, difficulty 0. So yeah, no, not obviously,
Okay.
but you have 3 momentum if you'd like.
3 more momentum.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's stack those on. I think right now it's not really. Can I get a glance at any of the station there?
Station. Sorry.
The station's on.
Can't help sometimes. I just subconsciously do that. Yeah, they're all sort of on, but they're not not giving off light. But if you shine a torch really close, it's reflecting enough, you can kind of read out what's happening on there. You just kind of get the torch kind of really. I can't remember exactly what film of torch we have, but if you go with the wrists, the box, or some kind of practical
I'm
option.
doing the awkward Voyager double light cannons.
Well, you can see these cool hairbands. They also
Alas, no.
They were not made by someone as practical.
No.
I think I'll save the momentum for now.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a situation where we may need it.
So
can you apply all the momentum to the stasis ship?
So we ruled out being able to generate enough chromatons to unfreeze a ship.
We need a singularity or some sort of collapse.
Any hope we can make enough to unfreeze one Andorian?
Is he really who we should unfreeze? You can't hear me.
He is nominally the captain.
I was thinking more if they have a science officer, that might be useful.
Well, what is he going to say that 20 years ago they realised they were going towards a system with no chromatons?
No, very true.
Well, this is Nova class, so half the ship is science officers.
I think that the removal of these chronotons must have all happened at the same time. Because there's no aging across the surface of the ship, for example.
It would suggest it was done evenly, I think, but yeah, you're not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure. Quick, fast. It's been done very cleverly in a way that hasn't done
across
damage.
the whole system, at the same rate, probably.
Probably.
Well,
Although the ship not necessarily at the same time, because as I previously said, it's not close enough that you'd think it'd have to be done at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And
sorry.
also, this area of space was charted. Well, it's not charted, but it's in in Federation space, and it wasn't in dangerous territory when the Attenborough was lost. So I reckon that system's been frozen longer than the Attenborough.
I might have more joy in the lab.
Here or there?
Well, Nova class ships got labs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? I assume they're probably using all of their arrays to scan everything possible.
That's true.
There may be something. I have a cursory look around here. But how big is their science station on the bridge?
Like I said, it's probably like 3. It's a science reconnaissance scanning vessel.
Sure.
I remember.
Yeah.
Science exploration vessel. There we go. It doesn't have modular labs. But then again, it's good advanced sensors though.
Go over
it's
to
got
that area
loads of the space, like I say, half of it in here. And lots of them seem to be scanning the system in various ways, and they seem to be suffering some difficulties, more than even your ship had, because they weren't protected by the looks of it. I will probably mention for free that scanning the captain.
I was going to say that's my yes.
Okay, well there you go. Oh, okay. Well, scanning the captain, you can tell that he does appear to actually have chronotons in here. He's full of chronotons.
Ooh. Full of them.
Oh, hang on, actually.
But they seem to have been polarized in such a way that he's not experiencing time in that way.
Come back, he's got his own chromatons.
And he does also have a surrounding field, or sort of his outer skin and things, that seems to be forming a similar protective field to yours. It's very complicated way they've done it.
Okay, he's not frozen.
Whoever's done it.
As he looks.
Oh, no, you're... Oh,
That's what I did hear.
they're aligned shit.
No, you didn't hear it.
They're aligned against the flow. Okay.
Yeah, so he might just need repolarization.
Well, that's really easy, isn't it? I'll do that straight away.
No.
Sorry. No, Toby wants to ask that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know, it's a fairly Kardashian thing.
It's an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
I will see what I can do. I'm going to get my scientific tricorder out and see if I can give him a bit of a scan.
Yeah.
So obviously you're doing a bit more of a medical scan.
Yes,
see if he was dead or something. Again.
As I said before, alive and in perfect hibernation.
Yes.
This stuff that's in his skin, does this seem to fit around his skin? That's actually I think. Does this seem to be something that's been changed about his inherent property, or if we unpolarize it, will that vanish?
Probably.
Well, is it coming from a particular device, or is it just...
No, they seem to have actually just done the chronotons off his outer thing. You don't think it would be a safe thing to do to people that were experiencing time and didn't have chronotons polarized. It would be unsafe if he wasn't frozen in time by the chronotons.
But if he unpolarizes, he'll probably need a
to unpolarize him, you'll probably have to remove that particular outer shell, however. Because it's defending him against sort of temporal... problems.
But if he gets unpolarized, he'll need a headband rather urgently.
Yes, he's here.
I'll come to the ship and get the fourth one sent over while you think.
Excellent. I'm kind of not really paying attention. I've got the tricorder out. I'm scanning, and I'm trying to figure out a way to depolarize this outer layer of the captain.
Well, you think if you did it here, all the chronotons in him would just run out into the matter he's currently in contact with on the ship, and it would just be dispersed amongst the entire ship, fairly a minimal amount of time. It wouldn't take very long, and then he would be chronoton low. It's anything stopping them just running out, because like I say, chronotons tend to level out if they have any particle interactions at all. So if you come in contact with something with chronotons, all the chronotons tend to even out between the objects.
Okay.
And he's much smaller than he's much smaller than the ship.
Sure. Yeah.
His amount of chronotons is nowhere near enough to affect the ship significantly. It'll probably start moving through time very slowly, but not in an appreciable fashion. So yes, that's the problem with them. They tend to even out.
Like this, though?
So we need to find something huge that we can crash into the Nova ship, the Nova class vessel, and it will deposit its chronotons into the ship.
And also, if you remember, unfreezing from time would be a dangerous process if not done evenly, because things age quicker.
That was the thing I was worried, seeing if there was any sign of previously.
Even after all these years, I'm still briefly worried I'm not giving occasionally.
So yeah, doing that will probably tear the ship apart.
I will con the chief transporter
Mhm.
officer, and I'm not going to say beam over straight away, but I'm going to say, right, scan this location. I'll hook you up to my scientific tricorder, and can we get a confinement beam centered on the captain here in front of me? Can you pick him up on the?
Sounds like a good idea.
So I'll help.
Difficulty is probably normally be 2, so I'm going to say 3 because the circumstances are different.
Yeah.
Is the ship help or is it peak help?
Do I
No,
get,
ship
do
is
I
also
get another dice can have a focus? Is that right?
No, it just means if you're underneath the
top one. No, the
discipline, then you get 2 successes.
Can I use a momentum to?
Yes.
Can the ship help too?
Yes.
With sensors and
Yes.
engineering?
Yes.
And because this is using a tricorder, you get a 1 dice reroll between us.
Okay. So this will
For
be
my
on
ability.
engineering and control?
Yes, that would make sense.
Oh, yes.
The ship,
Starfleet symbol.
the ship did not
2.
help.
Does anyone have anything that they want to reroll?
I could reroll one of those.
Yeah, or I could reroll this one. Doesn't matter, I don't
Who's got a better?
So the ship
higher
is
Probably the chief.
Probably the chief.
The ship is looking for
person.
12.
No, the
Oh, no.
part number.
3, because it was a 17. It was the 17. Yes, 3 actually.
Okay.
All right.
Because I can't
In which
count.
case, shall I reroll this one?
Yep.
Thanks.
I was
The
gonna-
ship
I was
is in
gonna-
a mood.
I was going to say, it's higher than I thought.
Cool.
I have to read numbers.
So 5, so
Yes.
you can only have 6 momentum, so enjoy. Woohoo!
Okay.
Hang on, we can spend momentum, the other momentum now, can't we?
No, I don't think so.
We get a spare momentum. Oh no, I didn't do the task. You did the task.
No, I think 6 momentum is the maximum we can have. It doesn't sort of hang around, I think.
Right.
Even if you spend it now, it would not. I think as soon as you hit 6, it's maxed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does trying to beam through the intermittent space where there is no passage of time, is it affecting the beam? Is it affecting
Lots.
the containment field?
Yes, lots.
Yes, lots.
Oh,
Yes.
no, the containment field. No, actually, no, that seems pretty stable on reverse. But like I say, the reason it was more difficult is you are going through all of this other stuff, and you're having to really power up the confinement beam to do it. You won't be able to transport very far through this. No, it seems to be fine throughout all of it. He seems in still fairly stasified condition.
And
He's in a
because it's-
seated position.
Yes.
because transporting beams is clearly things. And
They will slowly.
what about
Yeah.
a tractor beam? Would a tractor beam work? Would we be able to track the ship out?
No.
No, we've already tried that. But we tried. Well, we thought about it. And we
That's why we'll give you that one for free.
So as an engineer head, warp shell? Try that?
Not yet.
No,
We literally just beamed over and went, oh, look, there's the captain.
Right.
yeah.
Well, and also when, oh crap, there's a whole system affected over there. That was the other
Yeah.
thing we've also done.
Yeah.
Small steps.
Yeah. And once we figure out how to repolarize you,
Yes.
That
You
would
can
be
drag the ship out, repolarize them, and go, we've been here for 20 years. That's what we've learned.
yeah,
And then
No,
we
go.
nothing because
we just opened hailing frequencies.
Right, so I think that was one momentum spent.
What?
Yeah.
Let's spend the momentum.
Spend the momentum.
What?
Well,
Hang
don't
on.
fire it at me.
So did I. Yes,
Oh,
yeah, 6 momentum.
yeah.
You asked a question, that's one momentum.
We had 2 momentum.
Yes, and it went into the stock. And then it comes off the
We've
stock.
got 5 still. It's fine. Could
So
I
this is the
ask
other
a
momentum we
question?
just done.
From this, can I ask a question as well?
Yeah.
Does the chief think there's anything they can do with the transporter beam while the captain's in transit to repolarize?
Button, so reverse polarity.
Well, again, you'd have to remove the outside chronotons, and doing that in the transporter,
Just as a thought, I'm just thinking.
probably not, because it's probably too mixed up in the rest of the signal, to be honest.
Okay.
I was going to say, but Within the transporter beam, it is broken down to the base level, so surely it would have an equivalent effect. So if you go yes to all,
You think it'd be,
Problem is, it might
you could
aid
do
you
it.
out, do something weird to your outer surface, or if you remove them. I think this is like a...
It's probably a riskier method of doing it than not doing it in transporter beam.
Okay. Can I think of any other methods for repolarizing him? Can I stand him close to a black hole?
Well, you can
magnets.
you can affect the polarization of chronotons with subspace fields. It's
Okay.
a risky but known effect.
Okay.
So you think you can absolutely do it? It's
Yeah.
not risk free.
Sure. You have to make a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get him down to the subspace field generator.
I was going to say, if we assume we're operating slightly outside of normal medical rules here, because we kind of are,
Let's experiment on him.
so he has to go somewhere where you can alter the subspace fields. If it goes wrong, does it go catastrophically, as I would sort of determine it, physics wrong? As in, he ceases to exist, turns into a pile of dust,
No.
etc.?
I think it would just be a...
Or is it just like bleeding from everywhere?
Well, part of him might age faster than the other, and then he might fall over and sort of be a bit incapacitated.
I thought you were
I
going to say
think we
that.
should probably get the captain, the acting captain's okay
Yes,
to do
but it's
this.
more, could we possibly do it in sick bay, just in case, as I said,
That's
his-
what I was thinking of doing. We'll get...
his left hindbrain randomly ages.
There are many ways to generate a subspace field.
You
And we
think-
have various bits of kit in the lab and in engineering that can do that. And we can create one.
deflect communications around.
Excellent.
you think you could make a biotemporal field within the medbay that would do it?
Right.
Oh.
Biotemporal field, that sounds good. Let's do it.
And Commander, Captain Zelbok,
Yes.
this is Tovon. We believe that we can help the captain if we can bring him back to the ship and repolarize his chronoton particles. I believe he'll move into our time
Bring
frame.
him back, cause any risk to the ship and its crew.
Our ship.
Our ship and our crew.
I don't believe so. He looks like he has a protective field around him. Something has been done to the chronotons in his epidermis to protect him from the effect here, and for his chronotons to be absorbed out into the ship. So he has chronotons. They're just all aligned a certain way to protect him from what's going on here.
Indeed.
Much like the effect of our head plants.
Someone wanted to put him here, but they didn't want him to suffer any
Indeed.
effects as a result.
However, the crew on board the ship look in a mild state of distress, such as perhaps about to engage in combat or scanning
Or an
a
emergency procedure.
dangerous anomaly, something like that. But there doesn't seem to be anything critical going on. None of the panels are exploding.
Yeah. None of the crew are injured as far as I can tell. They're all literally in stasis.
Yeah, I'm not trying to win a special effects Emmy or anything, so.
Return the ship to the captain to the ship, sorry.
Yes, sir.
I could have done that. If you said don't do it, then what would you done, eh? Anyway,
Yeah.
done that.
Well, we have to kind of, we'll do it so that beaming is possible, and we beam him over.
The med.
Sure.
Well, because I said don't beam him straight away. Let's see if we can lock onto him.
Anyway.
And then the chief beaming officer got a bit carried away.
Yeah.
Swipe up and down.
He doesn't have enough to do. This
She, yes.
He doesn't have enough
Okay.
to do.
I will come back
Mm-hmm.
and I'll catch the captain before he falls on his butt because you're in a seated position
Was I?
and frozen in time.
So he'll stay frozen. I think.
We can just.
Probably goes back to gravity.
He's standing up.
He's not really, actually.
Isn't he?
No.
Sick bay has chairs.
I was going to say, I've just been beamed, so I understand.
Oh, you're sitting on the edge of a biobed.
Yes. Sick bay has chairs. We can do this. Should we all head back for now then?
I think so.
Get the red
You think you could just lay
Actually, perhaps
backwards
you
on
should
a
go back
bed
and
in the sitting position.
I could stay on board the ship and see if I can get anything from their sensors.
Okay.
See what
Sure.
they were scanning at the time that seems to distress everyone.
In which case, one and one currently non-chromatograph affected, to beam to sick bay, please.
Fair enough. Right. Are you going to do anything before Tovon shows up?
Well, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to do any of the sub. Yeah, I'll start the sub. No, I'm not going to do that. No,
I reckon you could probably do it.
I will hook him up to whatever monitors.
Some science officer is helping you set up a subspace field.
Yeah,
it's not just me.
Exactly.
I'm not like the science officer.
We shall start.
They don't like working with
Cardassian science.
We shall start setting
They're all
up.
extras, they can't speak.
We shall start setting up things that he will need to do the procedure, and obviously hook him up to any monitoring I can get that will work through the chronoton, so I can monitor his health during the process.
Mm-hmm.
They're extras. They can say one line.
Fair enough.
And then they were paying.
You've set this up as Lieutenant Commander Togon described, and walks out.
Ready to initiate on your command.
2 lines there. Oh.
That was the other guy.
Oh, fair
Got
enough.
to pay him now.
Yes, you don't want to pierce his skin, you don't think?
No, I don't.
That would probably end badly. So.
That would be amazing.
He's got his chronoton's apprentice to Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Right.
It's been a lot. I'm on holiday tomorrow. It's been a long few months. Anyway.
So, looking at scanny things.
Oh yes, I want to go up and turn my little wrist lights up to full illumination.
Yeah. They have to be to kind of look around. Had to be to look around anyway because there's no real light. So, look, see, you don't want to be doing the because you go, I'm actually temporarily blinded.
Yes. And I'll be checking over the. Is there a download port? I suppose that won't even work anyway.
No.
I have questions. That's you are shining light from within your field. Surely it gets to the edge of your field and just stops.
It kind of gets a bit absorbed by the material, but while it's happening, I get a little look at what's on the screen. Kind of thing.
As the light, because light travels very fast, as it passes through the air particles, it does transfer its chronotons to the surrounding air material, but light does transfer very fast. So some of it gets there and reflects back.
And it'd be a really boring episode if we didn't see anything.
Because it travels so fast, that's why you have to have it very high, because it comes back very dim, you see. That's why it doesn't illuminate as well.
I've already tripped over 3 chairs. It's like, boom. Boom, boom. Oh, that's a person. Right, I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna light on the panel.
Yeah, no, you can't unfortunately interact with the systems at all because then you'd have to make contact with something and it really works.
Yeah.
So you can look at what's going on. It looks like
It's light transfers away.
It looks like they're being hit by some sort of chronoton beam.
Right.
That seems to be coming from some ship you can't, from the information you have, get huge amounts of scans from, other than it looks like it's sort of long and cylindrical kind of shape. It's not a design you've seen before, and I think particularly along those sort of lines.
Is it speaking whale?
It's not fully cylindrical. It's more like, imagine a telescope, but extendable one, but extended.
Yeah.
That's roughly the shape, but obviously big ship size, roughly the same size as the Enterprise.
Okay.
But you can't really, and it seems to have some sort of something around the front, but it's kind of hard to tell because their systems seem to have been slightly, malfunctioning from some sort of out of sync effect. So a lot of their scans and other things don't seem to be working quite as well as they were.
There's like an effect going across in it.
They seem to be in by chronicle. They seem to be just in the stage of putting up their the shields.
Okay, yeah.
And going into an emergency red alert mode, but they don't seem to have done it quickly enough to have stopped this beam, if it even would have stopped this beam. So they seem to be basically going to emergency shields up, battle stations kind of things, but they don't seem to have got there in time. And the scans and the information you can see on the screens currently seems to be out of phase without being corrected currently. There seems to be this other ship seems to be shooting a beam of something. They're on the edge of the edge of the system. There seems to be some old scans you can find of they've managed to scan sort of outline systems. There seem to be they haven't got to be better scans than you guys because even though they're a scientific survey ship, it was still 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So they've not really worked out anything better than you guys. But
right. But it definitely looked like the shadow system that they were scanning, not a full system.
Nope.
Okay. Right. I'm going to beam over back to the ship. Hopefully that goes there.
Yep.
Okay. Captain, it appears that they were hit by a chroniton beam from another vessel. I've kind of tried to capture as much as I can, like with a camera, kind of.
Oh, the tricorder.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? A visual scan.
Yeah.
And I'll show you some of these images that are a bit dim. It looks like this beam was directed at the ship before it could raise its shields. However, the system at the time was as we've detected it. So I'm suspecting there's a possibility that there is a vessel that can step in and out of this bubble or state of being. I suggest that we go to what alert are we at right now?
Probably yellow.
I think we were yellow and had been.
You're in charge now. What alert are you at?
What colour are the
Yellow.
bulbs?
We have been at yellow alert for a while.
I would suggest we go to red alert.
I think alert.
Have I been told that either higher?
Are you still on board the ship?
No, I'm back with him in a minute.
Then that's fine. You'll know when everyone else knows, and the red alert lights go off.
I was going to head down to sickbay to start the subspace field interaction with the captain.
Would you like to come and watch?
I'll cover things here. The sooner the captain is fully functional again, the better.
You have like an effect that goes through like the entire ship, like a red line that runs through it, like everything on the ship. That's
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes to red alert.
Like a sign.
I was more thinking like a line of like a thick line of, because you know they've got the lights that kind of go up, don't they? The kind of red lights that go up and down on the bridge.
Yeah.
You can have like a whole like red colour that runs
Just the
through.
whole ship turns red in a sweep.
Yeah.
Like the Baryon or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Baryon sweep.
Except
Like that.
on the
But really
hull,
quick.
so people watching our ship can't tell we're a red alert.
Yeah. Unless we want it. Unless we want them to.
So, we've gone to red alert. Clearly.
Yeah. So I'll go down to sickbay to try and realign, repolarize the captain's chronotons.
Right.
What's the worst that can happen?
You could die.
Again.
Well, again. No.
Prove that doesn't slow me down.
I was going to say that's yet to actually deprive me of this club. So,
I'm assuming this is going to be science
Yes.
and reason, and I can actually
Makes sense.
use temporal mechanics as a focus.
Sure.
You'll fail now.
I am going to
Yeah, you helping?
Do you want to help?
am I helping?
Yay!
Am I helping with medicine?
I would recommend helping.
Yes.
Am I helping with medicine?
I'm going to spend a point of momentum to get another die.
Not my death, though.
Am I helping with
3.
medicine? Am I
Well, so it's
helping with
difficulty
medicine?
3, but the complication range is probably slightly wider, so 19 and 20s. Tell me to get 19 and 20s.
Am I helping with medicine reason?
Could do, yeah, sure. Makes sense.
That would be my best thing.
Just and then
So I'm running on science. Oh, shit.
science or engineering, either's fine.
You rolled a 5.
So I must get under 3, right?
I've only got 19.
Yeah. So I've got 2.
I've got 2. How many do we need?
3.
Right, and I've got 2.
Okay.
Ship.
Is it just science?
No, it's science and something. So it'll be science and sensors, computers.
If it's science and anything, it's a pass.
Okay,
Yeah.
well there you go. That counts. So we've got 5 successes. What's the difficulty? Sorry.
Probably computers, or engines.
What did I say? We rolled a 5 anyway, so I think.
Yeah, we've got 5 successes.
So you get reroll.
I can re-roll that 19, but I might get 20, so we've passed with 2.
I think you should reroll 19.
But didn't he say that-
I don't think it can be.
19.
I don't think it can be sensors. So I don't
Is it
think you
19 to 20 for the
I
complication?
don't think you get to reroll. Do you? Is it?
Science officer, when I do a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors,
Oh, yeah, sorry, I think it'd be computers.
or using a tricorder, character check.
No, yeah, fair
Oh
enough.
no, hang on. No, that's not that one. Whenever you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers, you may reroll 1d20. Maybe the ship's die.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if it's computers.
Let's go off
2
with some.
successes! So we've got 7.
Yes.
No, I did say the complication range was wider. So,
Okay,
yes.
right. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. I was about to...
Did you roll 2 half after?
No,
No.
I've been playing with these. I rolled a 4 on this one. And my medicine is 5.
So,
So that's why I said
again, all 3 momentum back?
I don't know how many successes did you get in the end
7.
total.
7.
So yes.
We are doing it
Science
now.
is my thing.
It's all going to go horribly wrong when it's something important.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's like last week Pete did some science and I did some medical. We've got lots of momentum.
Yeah.
Doing what we're good at.
Yeah.
Right. So, you unpolarize the outside, and basically, I would say that you probably do sort of a thing with the his outside of his skin to basically sort of remix the chronotons on the outside with the rest of him. So then they'll repolarize that one polarization. Then you do things with the biotemporal field
Yes.
that then realigns those chronotons into current. Slowly with your medical sort of scanning to make sure you're not doing any
Current
brain.
rotation.
Oh,
So they're at the right.
Spongy. Yeah.
Indeed. And Captain is awake.
Captain. Are you okay?
Beep, 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 beep.
Captain of the bridge, intruder alert. There was a being. I don't remember what happened.
Yes.
Someone shot me.
That was
Yes,
that was
about 4 hours
about
ago.
4 hours ago. Yes, you've been your chronotons were realigned, and you were protected from the flow of time.
And abducted slightly.
And
It's all right.
abducted.
We've got you back now.
We are in uncharted.
Well, not
empty
really.
space,
Empty
there's,
space, but it turns out
the USS Attenborough picked up a distress signal. We've gone to.
we're missing 20 years ago.
Yes.
There's no trace of debris or anything.
Found it.
Yes.
And you were on board.
What uniforms are they wearing now?
Let's see, 2370. So
Jen.
Early next. That would be
Yeah.
later half next year.
later next year.
So they're pulling their tops down.
Yeah, black and then the colour. But without the lines.
Right. Well,
Would you like
We've-
to look at the data and see if all the proofs there?
yes.
In which case,
We've got
let me
the
finish my
scans.
scans and maybe we should
Here's a pad. I'm collecting a report. I'm building a report on everything.
maybe we should adjourn to the briefing room after I've finished scanning.
This is probably a good
Well,
idea.
Commander Zalvok? Oh, yeah, sorry. Was the hold, please.
Just put you on hold.
Captain is laughing.
Was the intruder found?
No.
They're
No.
left with you within milliseconds.
However, they gave us these wonderful headbands, and I'll pull one out because I've taken it off. Taken it off. And
They gave it.
left it for us to find at the location they took you, which is why I think they took you, so we would go to that location. However,
They wanted us to find the Attenborough.
the ship has had its chronotons repolarized, and we are protected from the effects of this system,
To some extent.
which seems to have lost all its chronoton particles and therefore sits outside it. It's not affected by time. Yes.
Literally, let me
Cliff
finish the
notes.
scan and then we can.
Yeah.
He seems to be suffering from an excess of chronoton radiation if it is pointing in the right direction roughly now.
Excess of chronotons. I can read really fast.
But the angle so that you're only moving at normal speed of time. But,
Again,
you're given some immunisation to basically, stop any side effects from that.
yeah, I'll just sort of show the readings. We can medicate that, I think.
You could bombard him with antichronotons, but it would take a while to produce that many on the ship. And that would be also a dangerous operation. Normally, if someone's infected with chronoton radiation, you just put up with it.
While this is going, as I've heard the captain's voice, I'm going to send a private message to the chief medical officer, just querying if the captain is medically fit for duty. Just in case.
I'm just completing my scans and then I will make this.
I will pass the pad back to you.
And so when I have finished scanning him, can I sense anything else remotely abnormal other than the chronoton radiation?
He's a bit out of temporal sync, but that should, get back to normal within a few days.
And he's not, but biologically speaking, none of his life signs are any different from his last routine. I shall inform.
Is that a yes or a no?
He's fit for duty.
Okay.
So if I calm him and tell him I'm on the way to the bridge, and then walk through the bridge door. No matter simple thing. Well, we'll come to Britain, then confident that I'm on worried.
A white hole? No.
So
That
it's a magic door. Why didn't you say?
We've gone to Red Dwarf again.
Yeah.
Sorry, the viewers are doing that.
We do this on Mondays occasionally.
One of the viewers
Charlotte, who's
they've
like
started
20.
watching Red Dwarf because we talked about Red Dwarf.
Well, this is good then.
Yeah.
As soon as they started with the old stuff.
But no, we do it with Charlotte, who's like 20, who just looks very confused.
Yeah.
She wasn't born when Red Dwarf was on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of it.
Is it?
Most of it.
Yeah.
Well, Charlotte, she's like 20, isn't she?
Yeah.
Peter's daughter.
This is
Oh,
the
right.
person in our
Yes,
Monday night
yes.
game. We're just
No, yes, I'm not sure if we mentioned this or not, but it's vague enough that she probably doesn't care.
As long as no last names and national insurance numbers are stated, then I think we're fine. Social
Right, so yes,
security
he is
numbers.
fit for duty. He is fit for duty, sir. In my opinion.
Right. Are you reconvening on the briefing room?
I'll also convey to you
I'll be
the
able to count.
scans that I saw on the panels on the ship that they were hit by the etc. etc.
So then can I ask a slightly odd question?
This seems like a perfectly good time.
Yeah, as much as anything. So the beam they were hit with, anti-chronotons?
There was some difficulty with their sensors and their systems, so things were a bit out of sync. But that seems like a logical leap.
Yeah, but
That's something that would
I was more thinking if they were hit with
cancel out
actual,
their chronotons.
or if they were hit with actual chronotons. Then in this circumstance, that's not strictly speaking an attack. If someone was trying to give them chronotons, they might not have meant any harm.
Possibly.
You know, trying to protect them from.
Yeah.
Seems
I don't think we should put that towards the top of the pile. It's just a thought
Certainly.
that if we do find things trying to admit them around here, they're probably not trying to help.
Well, I'm sorry for the delay.
Captain, it is
This mission brought to you by Chronoton. The word Chronoton.
it is satisfactory to hear your voice again.
Glad to hear it. I would be on my way to the bridge, but I seem to think that we are in a bit of an interesting situation.
indeed.
Do you have everything under control?
Yes.
Very good. I'll leave you in charge. I'm going to go to engineering.
I thought you were going to the briefing room. No?
I was trying to persuade him
going to
to
get
agree,
meet
and
up at
actually
the
show you the data properly.
yeah.
Right.
Let's just sit and
Then-
talk. We would all
Okay.
meet up in the conference room.
Transporter chief. Captain, the briefing.
I was just
I'm also going to move the briefing room to us, so we step through the door and then it moves back up to the bridge.
I was just going to walk.
Yeah, let's walk. We can talk on the way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't want to waste any more time.
You might get distracted by another faulty system and get kidnapped by another alien.
That's why I didn't walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, beam me straight there.
It's one of the side effects of the ship is apparently incredible laziness.
Oh, yeah.
So you can put this in your psychiatric report.
Yes, my report is to the any psychological effects of being on a holographic system. Yes, getting really lazy. Wanting point-to-point transport everywhere.
So,
Did you write that?
Sorry?
Fog can survive.
Yeah.
so
To be fair, you had help.
should we assume that we all arrive? You're all in the briefing room, and
Sorry, Cam.
So we're in the briefing room, we're not in the camp.
All together, anyway.
I can't find it. We did have a comms, not just the con, who I'm roughly going to say was in charge, but I can't find it. Is this one? Yeah, Kira Lees.
Yes, I was going to say yeah.
Yes.
See,
Lieutenant Lees
yes,
will be in charge, so you can all be in the briefing room, I think. It's traditional for many stuff. I think you would just go, dangerous situation, let's sort off the bridge.
Yes. We're going to sit down and talk for half an hour.
Yeah.
So, am I there?
Yes,
Yes.
we're all there.
Jolly good.
Yes, Lieutenant Lees is taking the bridge so that you can, all of the senior staff can come to the briefing.
itself.
sorry then.
Why? Did you get the angry eye?
So, yes,
So it seems the ship was hit by some sort of, it looks like a chronoton beam from
enemy vessel from another vessel. But
Is that vessel still there?
Did you get any sense of distance off the scans?
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's not now.
Yeah, but you could have tell it's not there.
That's something.
but their scans of the system are similar to ours in its state. So the ship's either disappeared or I don't know. This is intriguing and fascinating.
I would love to know what's further in that system.
If the ship was able to produce some sort of chroniton beam, perhaps it had a way of generating its own. Therefore, it
Precisely.
would be immune to this effect that seems to be completely nullifying the chronotons.
You also speculated in your absence, Captain, whether the intruder that kidnapped you and some of the data that the commander was able to pull from that incident, and the data and what we were able to get from the headbands we were left for the scan, and from what was done to the ship's hull. We have speculated whether this perhaps has anything to do with the people that sent us the signal at the Kuna system. That some sort of strange chromaton effect would explain why the ship appeared to pass across the system in the time frame that it did. And as then, they seemed...
An excess of chronotons could perhaps be causing them to essentially experience time at an accelerated rate.
We certainly were of the opinion, weren't we, when we looked at the scans of the anomaly that coincided,
Yes.
we knew that it could well be an extremely speeded up humanoid.
Yes.
And again, as a Kuna colony, they don't, obviously they're interfering, but they don't seem immediately hostile. It's rather tricky to know what situation we're in, but also they're not any civilization any of us have been able to find by going through any kind of computer records. So in essence, at least from our viewpoint, this could almost be a first contact situation.
Indeed. Do I think it would be possible to beam one of the crew from the Attenborough here, repolarize their, and then they just fill up with chronotons?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you beam them here, unless they're in some sort of field or something, but even then you're not quite sure. You could probably put them in some sort of floating subspace field with no air touching them, but even then they're light. You could probably set up some sort of room where you could get them in, where they wouldn't immediately be filled with the chronotons of the ship, wouldn't just rush into them, which would probably be very lethal to them.
Yes,
Be,
but could we do it in a controlled fashion?
probably.
That would mean that they would be revived, as it were.
Probably.
Assuming they know anything
I mean, it would,
more
Well,
than...
I assume they know why they were going there and saw something happen.
I mean, the mission logs are en route to somewhere else, weren't they?
Yeah.
But is there any mission logs related to why they dropped out of warp, or did they not deliberately drop out of warp?
I don't really remember exactly what they said, but they did drop out of warp. They said that they were having some sort of sensor malfunction, from what I remember.
Yeah, that was it. That
The
was
distress call was received.
was garbled.
Yes,
and,
it was a brief.
It was
mostly
automated.
automated system. We think
How
we
was
were-
it received? Was it just a standard sunlight transmission?
No, it was a subspace distress call from the Nova identifying itself, but it was like the automated one that if you just pressed emergency beacon on like a ship, it would broadcast that. But that would normally do that continuously, but you only got it very briefly.
Which again, we did wonder, given how quickly we received that after we discovered you were missing, or after you weren't missing, we wondered if the fact that we were able to receive it at all had something to do with these actions.
They could have found the signal in subspace and essentially released it.
These are suppositions.
Got our attention of the Kuna colony because they need help or something in this location.
If we created some sort of warp field, a warp shell, subspace field around our entire ship, preventing our chronotons from leaving, some sort of temporal shielding, I believe.
We have a field around us currently. The ship has been adjusted.
Your abductors, that was the changes they were making.
The location you were kidnapped from, that interface allowed them to change the chronotons on the exterior of the hull. It's also why we can't reconfigure the ship currently, because that would disperse that field effectively, and we'll be in serious trouble.
We are currently the only ships that could progress any further into that system.
Yes.
How much of the exterior of the system have we scanned? Is it a tiny spherical
It's
phenomena.
extremely difficult to get sensor readings. We've picked up a shadow, effectively, of planets and star and system.
There's a star with planets.
Yes. There's no sort of...
No records of the system being visited by Starfleet vessels.
There's no records of a system.
At all. And we're comfortably within Federation territory.
Because the light from this star is not being emitted.
Exactly.
Neither is
But it hasn't been emitted for a long time.
Yes.
Or at least since the Federation came to colonize this area of space. If not longer. And we tried to look back
If you
to
think
any
about it.
records of earlier space
Did we, our character, didn't we check the Vulcan star shots or something?
Yeah. And some of the Andorian things, I think, as well. There is no record of anyone ever charting even a dying or dead star here.
As good as the old records are.
So the light has never escaped from the system.
Whilst we've been spacefaring species.
Yes.
Or even before.
Potentially before.
Yes, it could be millennia, could have been 3 weeks before the first Vulcan. It's a light event we don't know. But.
Yeah. I think we do need to progress further into the system, but I'm loath to leave them here without aiding them in some way.
But at the same time, they're not exactly going anywhere.
Are our long-range communications still functioning?
I'll look to the commander.
You should all look at
I've been on the bridge.
Really?
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Yes. But I suspect that the further we go into the system, the less likely we are to work.
Any transmissions we send out will be absorbed.
Yes, we should send a full record of what we've done so far to Starfleet Command and advise them we are continuing further into the field. If we are not heard from within, say, 3 days, quarantine the area.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps we should drop a buoy or a probe.
So it's the captain's intention to go deeper into the system.
It is.
What about the Attenborough
Vessel?
The Attenborough has fallen foul of this phenomena. Something is causing it. It is out of time from the rest of the galaxy, from the rest of the universe.
It's difficult for us to manipulate on that scale.
Something in the centre of this must be causing it. That is where I believe we will find our answers.
And though I hate to hark back to my own specialty, even if we were instantly given a button that would allow us to unfreeze and communicate with all of them, that's going to have to be a very careful process. They've effectively lost 25 years.
I mean, the process of unfreezing them is going to be difficult.
Yeah, but even if we
really
do,
dealing with them from a psychological
exactly.
perspective.
So I think until we
People
are...
out of time is not a new thing. Federation
No.
or Starfleet.
Well, it's not, and there's plenty of records
Ancient
out there.
relationships have been found,
Generation
generational
branch
vessels.
of Starfleet that deals with that sort of thing.
True, and there are lots of very interesting psychological papers that have been written on the effects of the people that have been found out of time. But yes, I would prefer to, and also just from medical people, I prefer to provide them in controlled circumstances.
If need be, I'm sure they can just walk around the star really fast.
Probably.
Yeah, send a ship back to your past. See what happens.
A slingshot.
So you cease to exist. Anyway.
But yes, so I would, in an ideal world, prefer not to say unfreeze the entire ship all at once and see what problems they'll have.
Yes.
Maybe we should. But I think we should progress to the centre of the system and try to find out what happened.
But even if a civilization were in existence, they must have done something catastrophically bad. Yes. Or, yes. To remove the chronotons from the entire star system, you need a huge anti-chronoton event.
There's no way that...
Evenly distributed across the entire solar system. Star system.
So there's no way it could have been a natural phenomenon, if you like,
Singularity.
a singularity or something.
Apologies. Are we suggesting that the ship that appeared in front of the Attenborough was working in the Attenborough's interest when it fired this weapon?
I don't know. I'm just saying we can't rule it out.
To prevent it from going deeper into the...
It seems to have just frozen them in time.
Or to try and give it enough chronotons to get out when it was already under the effect. But we don't know.
They were active, and the ship isn't far enough into the system for this to have been the effect of the system.
And in which case then, yeah.
They removed or
fired enough anti-chronotons at the ship to en masse, evenly, pretty much within probably 300 milliseconds, remove the chronotons from the vessel.
So we have the Attenborough scans of this beam.
I have a picture of the panel in dim light. When you are on board the ship,
The light that we're emitting is being, the chronotons of it are being absorbed.
It's not travelling.
But light is pretty fast, as we all know, and some of it gets through.
But there's no
for
hope
long
in the
enough for us
data
to see.
update. We tried to look. There is.
Yeah, even if you get
The
in there.
chronotons in our exterior hull. Is there any way to mirror this effect around that of the Attenborough?
We could polarize chronotons. They don't have any. That's the problem. We need to generate chronotons. We need some sort of huge
Well, we tried to look.
matter-antimatter explosion.
If we could unfreeze them, they would still need some chronotons to start moving again, and the amount is just so huge, we don't think we can generate them.
The only
So we
thing-
looked
the
at
only
A
it.
sudden influx of chronotons
The only
would
thing
also
is-
tear them to pieces.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing is capable of generating that amount of chronotons that I can think of, either quantum singularity or supernova.
Or the wormhole. The wormhole generates loads of chronotons.
Yeah.
It traces loads of chronoton radiation, as does the orb.
I think we
Is
need
the
to
only
see
thing. And you're
more.
not even sure supernova would generate that many chronotons,
I
because
think we need to see
Yeah.
more what happens in the system.
A stellar inversion would do it. But I don't think we can generate one of those kind of out of the cargo bay.
as a point of clarity,
Torpedoes on.
as a point of clarity, from what you know of antimatter actually has normal chronotons interacting with it.
Because it's antimatter, not antitime.
Exactly. So it doesn't.
Okay.
Antichronotons don't seem to exist naturally in other than around black holes, and they seem to disappear quite easily because antichronotons seem to travel orthogonally to time, so they don't tend to hang around often. They tend to be around for a little while, and they seem to disappear, possibly to another dimension. It's theoretical at this point.
Fascinating.
But they don't exist in the normal universe, apart from very infrequently.
Frustrating.
So
Was there not
even
an
if-
incident on Starbase Deep Space Nine where there was some sort of possession by one of the wormhole aliens or their enemies? Didn't they?
Pirates.
Yes, did they not emit some sort of chronoton beam at the wormhole to stabilize it?
Yeah, we spoke about that, but the amount that they needed is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, the amount of chronotons they used for those kind of things, wormhole aliens seem to be very sensitive to it, so that they're as do
A
pirates.
little nudge either way, this has a massive effect.
This is starting from zero. We need to build it up to.
Which is, I think, yeah.
Which is why there may be something in the system that they
So
were
did
experimenting with. Maybe it needs to be undone.
Or turned off, or turned back on again, or possibly.
If there is something within the system that has dechronotized this area,
Nice word.
Yeah, I think we should go with that. It's a good concept.
Yeah. Maybe it could chronotize the area.
no, just disabling it, like you say, it could be a energy field that we cannot detect because it is not part of our time.
And we can't sense it.
No, it needs to be turned off to allow the
Possibly.
natural effect of chronotons in space.
Possibly.
And maybe in some strange, elaborate play through time, someone has drawn us here with the marooning of the Attenborough and the sign at Lacuna Colony that would lead us to think in the right way to come and do something about it. I don't know.
To bring you to ensure
They
we
did,
went.
they did say something like, nice, was it nice ship, we'll see you again?
Yeah.
See you soon.
See you
That's the
soon.
one.
I think maybe they did. We just didn't see them.
Greetings, nice ship. See you soon.
Maybe the ship, it was easier for them to use our ship to do this. I don't know if that's supported by any scientific fact.
It could be the way the hull is energized. because it is
Absolutely. Maybe easier to
holographic.
control.
So,
It
yes.
could be the remnants of whatever civilization's trapped in there.
Could be someone who survived.
they could be.
Well, they could be what did this to them.
Well, if the entire system of chronotons has gone somewhere, they're gone to one ship.
Possibly. Maybe they created something that was so powerful it absorbed all the chronotons from an entire star system, put them out of phase with time, and they need someone to help them to reintegrate. Possibly. I don't know. I think our answers will be further in the system. I don't think there's a way to safely re-chronotize and repolarize the Attenborough without current resources.
I agree.
Yes.
Looking at Pete's sensor data of the anomalies that are transpiring here, is there any measurements, any data of any increase or decrease of anything? Like chronotons, radiation?
Since we got here,
Since we got here.
What size of the effect kind of thing? Is it
Anything at all to indicate any sort of change?
It's not interesting enough to roll for it. So it seems there's a very slight. There are a small amount of chronotons throughout the system. It's not entirely empty of them. There seems to be a very tiny increase of it. More in the sense, well, within the large masses, especially the sun, or the star, and around that sort of thing. There seems mostly to be some sort of gravitational interaction with probably the galactic core and other local systems. And also the light that seems to be coming here from the local star system seems to be slowly bringing chronotons in. So since you've been here, really slowly though.
Yeah. So for chronotons to return to its normal rates, how long would that take from outside of the sphere?
Probably about 30 years. But it would kind of rush at the end. Because as it sort of started, they started infiltrating more of the system, would start moving, and it would then start passing through. And it would,
So is this system, is it a fixed point? Is the galaxy spinning around it and it isn't moving with the galaxy?
It seems to be, so again, from what you can tell since you've been here, seems to be moving with a constant velocity, almost as if it was. The effect of gravity was removed from it at some point, but it continued moving relatively
in the direction.
So as opposed to the
inertia
continued.
Okay.
Can we?
So that's for much longer. Well, actually,
got inertia, and it's doesn't.
That very minor increase.
Yes.
Can I wind the clock back? Extrapolate backwards to when I believe there was 0 chronotons.
Yeah, about 20 years. So after the atom reaction went missing about 25 years ago.
That doesn't quite work, then, does it? Or unless it was in a state of 0 for a really long time.
Actually, no, give me that. This is interesting for a while because you did learn something interesting from this. But this is different. I'm going to say difficulty 4 for this one.
So, I'm going to spend a point straight away to get another point.
I was going to say,
I've got temporal mechanics. That one, isn't it?
I think this can help.
Yeah,
with computers and things. Yeah.
Can I help? Because it was my idea.
Yeah.
So what are you helping with, though, Dan?
Science, I assume.
That's good. And reason and science?
Sorry?
Reason and science?
Reason's good.
Reason and science will make the most obvious choice.
10. Yeah.
Just one dice, though, because you're helping. So, yes. Difficulty 4 to begin with. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I succeeded.
2, 3. So that was a 16. 4. 5.
Good.
So we get momentum back.
Initial scans would suggest that it is been 20 years from a sort of local increase, but that actually, how would you necessarily recognise this? From the way that it's, the levels probably didn't ever quite get down to absolute 0, you reckon? There looks to be some sort of, from the way the distribution of the chronotons are, it looks like it could have actually been without chronotons. It looks like there might have been a previous...
Like a plateau.
There's been, 0 chronotons that slowly gathered again, and then they've been dropped down very suddenly, and then gone back up again, and dropped down very suddenly. And you want to spend the other momentum that you've got. I think you've got you've got 3.
I have got a free one for obtaining information.
Which I won't let you count from that one because you can't keep those ones. You reckon that's been going on for about 1,500 years?
Right.
That it's been slowly increasing to, like, not noticeable levels, but, like, a little bit up for about 40, 45 years, and then it drops down again to zero. And it slowly increases over time, and then it drops down. At that time, it drops down to zero, and it's more or less nothing.
So it almost tries to pick up some from the surrounding space, and as soon as they reach a level, they're all being drained off by something again.
Yeah.
So how long before it dips down again?
Again, 30 years.
30 years, okay.
Well, no, actually, probably more like, because it seems to happen, probably about 10 years before that, so probably about 20 years.
20 years.
But, yeah, probably not relevant game-wise. So, yes, you've worked out that the chronotons seem to go on this cycle, sort of, 40, 45-year cycle, from the sort of, remnants, the sort of, what's the word? Archaeological bits left in the sign of
So it's like an up and then straight back down?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
not like a sine wave, no. It's sort of, So it's probably slowly curving up, actually, because it does increase over time, and then it's straight down.
So there's a threshold above which certain things are drained.
A thought occurs to me, Captain, something.
This is good.
Some things out the same threshold, either. It's not like one particular, it seems to go up a bit, and some
anything
a bit
deeper
longer.
into the system is going to create undue, unnecessary risk for the Enterprise. Why are we still here? You have been returned to us and are safe. We can leave. There's 20 years for the Federation to figure out how to rescue the Attenborough. Why don't we just go?
Why was I brought here in the first place? Why did we receive that distress call when there is no way that it was escaped naturally?
These are questions to to a mysterious alien race that has not made its presence known to us in full. Logically, therefore, should not be trusted. Why are we?
We should be here and examine this.
This could be prelude to first contact. This could be their initial opening hails, as it were. They could be aware of this place and they are asking us to help. They are asking us
Might be
to
a test.
come here and investigate this as...
Captain, I hear a lot of maybes, but no facts.
To seek out new life and new civilizations.
To bring unnecessary risk and danger to the ship. We have you.
We have
We should leave.
received a distress signal.
Not just from one ship, in my opinion, possibly from a whole system. Maybe a whole
Which we've
civilization.
answered and responded to. We found ourselves in a situation where a ship is held in time. 20 years worth of time for us to figure out and rescue it in a safe, risk-free environment from outside of the bubble. Using the technology that we're being provided by the alien race, which we can hand over to the Federation and they can do what they need with it. This is my thought, of course. It's up to you.
On that note, Commander, is there any way that you can analyse the technology in those bands?
Just thinking exactly the same thing.
Create some sort of field around the Enterprise.
I was thinking a field around a probe and send a probe into the system.
We already have our own field.
We have our field.
I mean, these are headbands. Can you extend the elastic around a probe?
I can do many things with science, Captain.
And headbands.
And elastic.
And replicators. There's something called adhesive. No, can I analyse the headbands to see if there's a way? Or the
He's
polarisation?
going to sew them all together.
No, he's a scientist, not an engineer. Don't take things as engineers. We know.
So the polarisation that these headbands do to protect you from losing all your chronotons, can I replicate that with another device?
Replicating this technology directly would, as I said, both the headbands and the chronotons polarized within the
Ship.
structural integrity field.
Yeah.
One day I'll remember it easily. Are being used up. They seem to be just evaporating.
Right.
They just seem to be unlike chronotons normally ever do. Whatever's been done to them, they seem to just be spinning off into space. They seem to be slowly losing over time, which is why you've got a limited period of time while the shields test, like a day or so, and the bands will only work for a day or so while they're on.
Yeah.
So to replicate that technology exactly, you'd need to infuse new chronotons into it.
I was thinking more about the spin of the chronotons And if there's a way that I could replicate maybe the effect that we undid on the captain, is there a way? Was he infused with more chronotons and they were polarized in this?
Yes.
Right.
They basically, he had the equivalent of the bands, but in him.
Can we create any in our warp core?
No,
Can we breach our secondary warp core and create an implosion that's powerful enough to create chronotons?
You could probably...
No.
So he ain't gonna let you make
I'm not asking the captain. I'm asking the computer.
The problem is that the technology bits that you've got don't seem to produce this effect. Producing this effect isn't what they're getting this chronotons polarized in this way, not what they're doing. They're just currently sort of holding it and spreading it out. You kind of have to come up with a new way of using subspace fields, manipulating those to actually do it. You've probably got enough chronotons. You could do this and infuse a probe to do it.
Okay.
To protect yourself against the temporal effects, there are other methods that have been tried in the past by the Federation, Starfleet and the Federation in general, which are normally just protected subspace fields. Sure. But they have side effects and they're a bit more delicate. This one seems to be quite dependable, even if it isn't time limited.
But if I set up a appropriate subspace field around a probe, we could...
Like a tiny warp bubble around it, basically.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You Class 9 probe or something that has a warp.
Or even another probe and jury rig something to work. But could the captain maybe assist me with surgery? Sorry. Fascinating.
The best choice probably would be a probe like you do have with a warp drive in it, a small one, because that way it can form a subspace field around it kind of naturally, and you just have to tinker with it.
Is there a more reliable transmission method that I think we could communicate to the probe with? Because obviously it'll go away, and the communication between us and it will degrade because chronotons from the transmission will be absorbed into space. But is there anything like a tetryon pulse or a tachyon beam that would be more effective in, maybe not completely, but more effective?
Yeah, you could do like guided beam. Yeah, you could do a sort of guided tachyon beam from the main deflector that forms it.
Yeah, sure. Main deflector.
Right, I've got warp core mechanics, so I can definitely tinker with that thing.
And I've got warp field dynamics.
All right.
So we can work together.
You can argue what the difference is.
Then I have psychiatry.
Mine's theory, yours is practical. Yeah.
Yes, no, you're basically making a field of non-total interference, sort of a small line from the main deflector between you and the probe. That's exactly
what, like a tether.
Yeah.
I just have this image that they've now pulled up various weird holograms over the table and announced something like that, and there's just me and Dan's character sitting there looking at him.
He's going, science, I'm going, engineering, science, engineering, there you go.
I'm going theory, you're going gaffer tape.
Right.
And you're just you're emotionally composed, but you're actually happy on the inside that we're not going further into the field, and we're sending a probe instead. I do listen.
You're happy.
Vulcan.
Well, that's why I actually proposed it, because Zelvar made a very good point that it might be really fucking dangerous.
The Enterprise. Hello, this is what we do.
We always send a probe out first. Probe's going to disappear, and then we're going to go off.
That's true.
But we satisfied both paradigms.
Right. I think, who's taking the lead on this?
Me. Oh shit!
Shooter.
Well, thinking about
torpedoes on the front.
there's a lot more physical. There's a lot more physical components to it. I think that engineering should lead, and that I'll assist, and that the ship can assist.
Yeah, the ship.
I'm going to spend one of these.
I'd spend 3 of them if I were going to get 2 more dice.
I think difficulty 3 to get the probe to go in there. It'll probably take.
So we're going to do a couple of rolls.
Can I do the ship?
No, we'll do one roll.
Okay.
So difficulty 3 to modify the probe so that it goes in there fine. We can succeed at a complication. I'm deciding if it's 1 or 2 momentum to allow communication. We'll say 1 momentum to allow communication after the roll.
So that?
Well, no, you have to wait for the roll.
Not yet. So if we succeed, we spend 1 momentum to allow the communication.
Indeed.
I would suggest you burn another 2 to get another die. Yeah.
Is the ship assisting with computers and engineering?
Sounds plausible.
I see, those are the yellow ones. This is for engineering.
They're the Games Master's dice. Don't roll with it. Yeah.
I was going to say,
They will defeat us. Yeah. They won't go in the cup.
they're these and these are mine. If we start mixing them up.
Oh, yeah. Just not mixed dice.
Extra red one because they catch them.
Okay.
I was going to say, but yes, I give you one of your departments for the ones I do.
Right. Right. Okay, well, I mean, there's no point in me helping if you completely fail.
Indeed.
You might as well roll
Yeah, that's
first.
good.
If you fail entirely, it doesn't work, no matter how many people help. But it's unlikely with 4 dice.
Okay.
He has passed much.
You've got a focus as well, haven't you? So if
I have.
I'm guessing engineering's 5.
No, the problem.
4.
Commander's
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a better captain than an engineer for some reason. I got the wrong
No.
man, didn't I?
No, you're not.
This says I am.
Okay, so on paper,
And on the
but as we've seen in practice.
and on the back of the sheet with the XP is.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Anyway,
Oh,
how many did we get?
that's
Okay,
3 successes and I got a 19.
Okay. I didn't define the complication range being high, so that's fine.
I passed.
The ship
one.
out with 1.
Okay,
So
so 5.
5 in total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the 3 to the thing, and then if you want to spend one of those.
Yeah.
So we get 2 momentum back, but we spend 1 extra.
Indeed.
1 momentum back.
Indeed. So yes, you've
I'm going to
stuck
do
this together.
Tachyon theme, and you can, as the extra bit, and you can be doing the probe. Let's do this.
We've got the Chloe cones.
I just feel like I need the 18 music. It's like building that thing in the stairs. You know what I mean? Just a van comes out with some tubing off the
It's like yes, I feel that's goggles down.
yeah.
Welding onto a wall. Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
It's one of the class.
Maybe it'd be better off with the MacGyver. Maybe.
I was going to say, you never see them welding anything. It's always little tools. Just
Yeah.
it's like,
Wibbly weep.
yeah. I mean, when they're building the original Enterprise in the 2009 Star Trek, it's welding. They're clearly welding the ship together, which is great. Because I'm like, yes, it's made of metal.
Yes. Made of metal and brawn.
Just they have little lasers.
Yeah.
Welded.
Yeah.
They just don't need the mask. It's better. You're just blind yourself from biting your hand off. Really, engineers don't use tools, just phasers.
We can use a phaser to open a door. That's a seal.
I was going to say, it's actually 24th century version of a hammer.
24th century Clarkson, just a phaser.
Yeah. Now we've got to just phaser every problem looks like a Klingon.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yes, the thing is ready. I assume we're launching probe.
Commander, launch the probe.
All of the bridge.
I went for a coffee and came back again.
Sure.
Just comes in on Bryn standing there, drinking coffee.
We said we've got a replicator over there. If we don't, we could have a replicator.
I like to think that the ship's cat was watching us
Mhm.
while we were doing the calculations.
Oh no, it kept on getting in the way when we were doing the thing.
Batting the ball.
Batting the welding laser.
Welding laser dot across the sun.
Cat outline. Didn't work, no.
Holographic cat in vulnerable. Yes, it shoots off. You've got this effect going on around it. It requires constant sort of.
Yep,
to sort of make sure
modulating.
exactly
the field.
modulating to get the doing a subspace field as opposed to the chroniton thing. So it requires constant interaction. And the effect seems to be getting harder because obviously there's more gravitation and all the kind of other things going towards the center. So yeah, I can't remember. Did I say how many? Did I write down how many planets it said on this one? No, so let's say there's about 8 planetary bodies. Like I say, you were just within the orbit of the out 2, but they were a bit further around on the orbit. The second one in seemed to have lots of satellites and what looked like other things around it, which I assume
Yeah, I think we got before.
as you're going in, there's like a gas jar.
Second one from the sun.
Yeah.
They looked like there was habitation or something.
Yeah.
Shadow System 2, if you remember.
Yeah.
No name.
Shadow 2.
Yeah.
Shadow 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go past scanning a few of the gas jars. You're getting mostly everything's frozen in time. Nothing's giving off any light. It's requiring a lot of the energy from the probe to sort of send out the signals in the active scanning. When it starts coming in closer to the to the second system with all these different satellites and things. I think we'll have another scanny kind of role.
Ooh.
Probably the
I'll do
slightest
that one.
scanny person.
I'll do that one.
Ship helping.
Shall I momentum? Because the ship.
Momentum.
I was going to say, you probably max it out again, so why not?
Oh, yeah.
Ship got a Starfleet symbol once.
Yay!
Ship is paying attention.
It's because the
Ooh.
cat's on.
So got 1, 2,
Take it with the laser.
3,
Yeah, exactly.
4,
5.
5. Should I re-roll the 15 just to see if I can get more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you roll a 20.
I'd say it's difficulty 2 probably to get some.
And we got 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rather than
fine.
three, yeah.
Fine. So 3. And a free one
Indeed.
to obtain information.
Indeed. So as it scans in, it looks like there's some sort of fleet forming around this. Not many ships, different ship designs that you've never seen before. There's lots of, well, again, you kind of get sort of very vaguely, there seems to be lots of life signs on it, again, not familiar. The ship designs, just I'll give you for free, seem to be not modular as such. They seem to be all based off a sort of large disc, but not like smooth edge, but kind of like a big hockey puck, kind of,
Okay.
but even thinner and sort of things.
Yeah.
Semi-translucent, so you can see sort of the light goes in and kind of comes out a bit. They seem to be sometimes attached, stacked to each other. They seem to be organised in different ways, but attached in different ways. Not like they could be detached, but they seem to be forming in that kind of different way. There seems to be like a whole fleet trying to form above this planet. Like
Turning into a giant robot.
No. Again, they don't seem to attach sort of after they're made. They just seem to be both
They have
designed.
warp
Seems to be
cells.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do they look like? Do they have
not
outputs?
exterior warp cells. The cells seem to be within. They seem to be.
Outer hull.
The warp field seems to be formed by a sort of circle around some one of these.
Okay.
They seem to have warp discs, as it were.
Cool.
From what you can see. But and the planet seems to have quite a lot of technology and things on it. But yeah, more than that, you require momentum.
So they are.
Spend momentum.
What are you asking?
Is the technology on the planet the same as the stuff in the system? There's ships. Is it a
Yes.
similar? Is it so the ships
Yeah.
are of the planet?
Yeah,
Okay.
momentum. Yeah.
And do any of them resemble?
You still got the free running. Yeah.
Once you got that back.
Do any of them
Because we
resemble
didn't spend it.
the one
Yeah,
of
free
the
one.
image?
Oh, the
No,
free one.
that
This
one
is the free
that will require momentum, but you've got the free one to spend, so don't spend it yet. Hold.
Oh. So then they're of a
Keeps got
different
momentum.
design.
Yeah, it doesn't look similar.
That they're of a different
Yeah,
design.
expanded telescope, lots of hockey pucks. Hockey pucks.
I like hockey pucks.
Yeah.
The
poker chips, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hockey pucks,
Hmm?
effectively.
No, that's long, sort of
That's
thin
a
cylinders that expanded to things, and that wasn't. That
So-
seemed to have the same translucency. It seemed
So-
just technological. It seemed quite different.
versus telescopes.
Effectively, yes.
Yes. So the telescopes have a different technology to the hockey pucks.
So,
Hockey pucks.
but the hockey pucks are the same as on the planetary body.
Yes.
The technology is the same as on the planetary
So
body.
are they?
So the ship that removed the Attenborough's chronitons is not of the system.
No.
But you can't.
It's-
The probe hasn't found anything that matches
Yeah,
its
yeah.
design yet.
The ships around the planet, they are walking.
You think so? Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them, you said, like a fleet.
Yeah, probably 30, 40, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Evacuating?
Are any of them in
Well, no, they're the same tech
leaving
as the
orbit
planet.
or
They're
entering,
probably
or sort of
the
like
same
Yeah.
halfway?
There seems to be like a shipyard thing that seems to be building them.
Yeah.
They seem to there seems to be a couple leaving the surface. There seems to be one still being made, and some being repaired as well.
But frozen in time.
Yeah, all of this frozen in time.
Okay.
And no sign of
And
the.
they're all the ship sizes probably are. They're not never quite as big as the Enterprise. They're more sort of the original Enterprise.
Okay.
And no sign of the telescope one.
Can we spend a point of momentum to see if there are any large, giant facilities on the planet that look like they could be powerful enough to
I was going to offer one for that anyway, so that makes sense.
remove all the chronitons
Or isn't there
from the
anything
entire dust?
Or anything in the around the star.
Yeah, like in the system,
Yeah.
is there a facility or engine or something that looks big
If
enough?
it's going to be anything doing this to the system, it will be powered by the stars.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, just have they got it on a
There seems to be, as the probe sort of flies sort of through the upper atmosphere, sort of scanning the different facilities below, it reads a very, almost like an energy reading, like something, but it's not. It's actually, it's a very, very slight anti-chronoton reading from a facility, as it sort of goes over in that direction. You're getting the sort of the feedback from the probe through the little tether.
Yeah.
So it's having to be careful with it flies so that you don't fly it through a ship.
It's like a wire-guided missile.
And there seems to be loads of these sort of these architectures. Sort of the architecture is probably again sort of these sort of various different round buildings with occasional different other shapes. There seems to be lots of agrarian kind of. You see lots of patterns of fields and that kind of thing.
Okay.
As you're going over doing X farming, you might recognise that sort of thing. It seems to be very intricate to cover most of the planet that you've kind of come across so far.
Serious rotation system going on.
Yeah. Well, it seems more intricate, almost. You might say ritualistic or very sort of aesthetic. It's hard to tell. But there seems to be lots of low-level buildings that seem to cover large areas.
Not Cardassian farming.
No. But they seem to favour the sort of semi-translucent sort of look to most things. So it's all kind of bathroom window, whatever.
Yeah. Frosted glass
there seem to be these large... there seems to be lots of large research facilities. It seems to be from one of those that as it gets closer, there seems to be a small anti-chroniton generator still producing anti-chronitons sort of in there somehow.
That's not anywhere near enough the whole system.
No, not bad. It's like a tiny trickle that you only just picked up.
But it's just the head technology that could.
Yes.
Oh shit. That definitely does. More investigation.
Are we getting nearer the star?
Or that such a big event happened there.
There are lots of life signs, like I say, people and things on the surface. And momentum. No, it's not momentum.
What's that?
No.
We've got plenty.
Don't worry about it. They seem to take lots of they seem to be. Actually, no. Yeah, you do. If you want to read any more on the life signs,
well, I want to look at the life sign readings anyway.
There seem to be pictures for this. 4 main forms of life.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is where I said you have to look at my terrible, terrible drawing. Okay. So the most significant amount look like basically frogs wearing clothes.
Okay.
But sort of gorilla body.
It's a frog-gorilla.
Yes, indeed.
Frog-gorilla.
Again, I should.
Or grog.
There we go, yeah, that's just
roughly looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
How big was the...
About humanoids. A little shorter than a human, so about 1.5 metres. When stood down. They could probably stand up to about human-sized, human height.
And they've got ornamentation on their clothing.
Yeah, they seem to have lots of insignia and badges. A lot of them seem to be in uniform. Other them are wearing more like other clothes on. Some of them just running around naked.
Does it look?
And they're definitely doing things with the technology. So all of these different things.
To be fair, the way
these are not like
it kind of looks like a TOS jumper, so you could totally be Starfleet for.
So when you say the technology, do you mean the chroniton technology or just?
They're within a lot of these research facilities as well. They seem to probably form about half the population of the. Whenever I'm talking about these different forms, they seem to be the ones inside buildings doing things. So, touching consoles and things.
Not cats and dogs.
We're not bothered about pets and
analogs.
You've got clear signs that they're probably doing things.
Analog on this planet?
Essentially, races is what we're
I have photos because these look much more like normal things. Did I sensibly name them? I did sensibly name them.
Oh.
Right. So,
Shadow Dog.
So, probably the second most prevalent, about 20% of the population that you see, look like very large newts. And I mean like sort of 2 meters at the shoulder kind of newts.
And just animalistic newts.
Newt kind of thing.
Stuff.
They seem to have, again, there's some small feature of this one. They seem to have 2 sets of eyes, which is hard to tell from my terrible drawings. And there's like consoles. Most of them seem to be built that they could kind of fit in because they're sort of about.
Okay.
So could they get their front legs off the floor?
Yeah. And all the panels now you look at it seem very large. So they're like they could. They seem to have quite nimble things, like front hand paw things.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then probably forming. Yeah, we've got left 70. Yeah, actually more like 25 for those. So probably about another 15% of the population are these guys, which...
It's the one I've seen.
I did check with it that this vaguely looked like something with Sam. So, yeah, these are sort of frog bat things. Things like bullfrogs, kind of. The way that bullfrogs, if you know, they're like really big, round...
Yeah.
But quite wide.
Sort of like...
Yeah, they're like squashed kind of frogs look things, but they've got like bat wing type things. And again, they're at consoles. They mostly seem to be doing things with their feet that seem fairly agile, with the sort of wings folded away. But they do also occasionally, you will see them frozen in flight over the planet as the probe flies around. And the last
real amphibious feel going on.
And the last one you're quite familiar with.
No, it's not my frickin' sentient starfish.
Oh, it's the starfish.
So roughly sort of like that, but I think more frog skin-like on the outside.
Yeah.
Was that the one that you got on the data
it's a starfish. It's a starfish.
I'm trying to angle that a bit.
Starfish.
What was the ship that they was found on? They escaped somewhere, didn't they?
I've got some bit.
I know, you showed me. What are they called?
I've got a...
Well,
is there anything in the data that gives us a name?
No.
Can I just say, I really hope these aren't evil and we do get to unfreeze.
But no, they've got 6 legs, basically. They're starfish with 6 legs, and they have eyes between the legs. But they seem to have, again, all of these species seem to have similar sort of unusual eye structures, and they've got like one big set of eye and one little sort of smaller set of eye underneath. They seem to be, from the outside, they look biologically related, probably. From the same planet or the same ecosystem that evolved them, but they all seem to be, and the starfish are probably the least, definitely, and they seem to be just lying on these consoles, or just sort of, they seem to be crawling across the floor, sort of. Like sort of on the things.
How big are they?
I think
they're like
about
1.5.
Yeah.
I think that's because I can't remember.
I really hope these guys.
Oh, and these are much smaller, by the way. These are more sort of. Let me just make sure I'm consistent with my writing. 0.5 meters, so about yay long.
So we've got.
So these consoles seem to, they seem to be very big for the really giant newt ones.
Yeah.
Frog bats, frog gorillas.
Mm-hmm.
Newts at 2 meters at the shoulder.
Yeah.
And fucking starfish.
Well, these starfish.
Yes.
I've got the pad in my quarters. They're on a ship. They're taking over a ship.
We're on the open bridge at the moment, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
But you two really need to stay near consoles, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, actually, it's Starfleet. We apparently trust background characters.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I'm like modulating the fields and stuff.
Well, one of them's a Kardashian. Come on.
I trust him.
I'm controlling the.
He's not a background.
Sir, I was sent.
True.
I was sent scan data of those starfish-shaped creatures, and some were found on a space wreck, millennia-old space wreck, derelict. And we've got the data. I got Sarah to have a look at it for the sake of the screen.
Or call it up on a screen.
Well, it's a holographic thing you can bring up.
Yeah.
They only found a few frazzled remains, but that was all that was on it. But as I say, it didn't look like it was ergonomically perfect for them. But if this was a multiple sentient species race, then it probably wouldn't. And it was found nowhere near here. But what raises the slightly interesting question is I was sent this before you were abducted, before the temporal event, before the ship was remodified. I was sent it by a friend at the Vulcan Science Academy who's an expert xenobiologist who I've studied quite a lot, but she's, one of the better of her generation. I couldn't really work out why she sent it to me, and now suddenly we're here. Could be coincidence.
There's no such thing.
Not if you spend enough time at the Vulcan Science Academy.
I was going to say, can you call up her record on the computer? And also,
but they also used to tell you time travel is impossible.
That is true. They did also used to tell us that, but
and also plot the proposed course, where the derelict was found.
Where the starfish ended up. Yeah.
Yes, because it could be that it was travelling out of the system at high velocity when the event occurred.
Yeah, there was we're not really anywhere near here.
It's not even in this.
I mean, travelling at warp, it's hard to tell.
It's in the same quadrant, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it was nowhere even remotely.
Nah, I'm afraid not. I mean,
it couldn't have drifted.
It was it was a very battered bit of a tiny, small part of a ship that had been significantly destroyed and exposed to vacuum for ages. The starfish with the things were mostly the thing that survived. The panels and stuff and the technology involved had seemed to have been destroyed, and whatever explosion destroyed that particular portion of the ship. They were only sort of the outside sort of structure of the consoles and stuff, which do match the consoles that you are seeing on the planet. Indeed.
So it was then.
Could it have drifted through space and been slingshotted by planets?
Oh, it did. No, it couldn't have got there. Well, theoretically, in thousands of years, you can get anywhere. But
these are like.
Yeah.
But these are like warp nacelles. This is a spacefaring race.
Yes.
or racers.
And obviously at warp it could get, anyway.
Because I'm 99% certain this is not multimorphology of the same species as possible, but I think it unlikely.
I'll take your word for it. It's not my area of expertise.
So, I think we'll end it there with the unusual readings of random species, random things, and unknown happening on the planet.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for watching episode 9 of Star Trek Morpheus. I'm really enjoying this one. It's like strange time stuff. It's great.
Keep enjoying.
Anyway, please check out our social media links below. Please check out our Discord and our Patreon. We've got free RPGs, lots of maps, lots of adventures, lots of cool stuff on there. 10% of all the money goes to UK, so please consider supporting the channel. Also check out our other shows. You'll find them somewhere around here because you're viewing this one. And we will see you in 4 weeks because I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks for more Star Trek Morpheus. Bye-bye! Bye.